Many CA students are not aware about complete exemption rules. They know the basic rule of 60 marks but not aware of other rules. Many of them have wrong information of these rules. For example, many students ask one question: why even after scoring more than 60 marks in a subject they didn't get an exemption? So to help them better understand the rules, we have came up with this video. It will explain all the rules in a very simple manner. So in this video, we will discuss about rules and regulations of exemption window, its validity for CA final and intermediate examination. Now there is an online facility for checking exemptions granted in CA final and intermediate papers. To check, visit icaiexam.icai.org. Note that there is no concept of paper-wise exemption in the foundation exam. Friends, if you want to solve all your questions related to exemption window, then please watch this video till end. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, then subscribe now so you can get notification of our latest content. So now we will discuss the frequently asked questions related to exemptions. First is, when can I get the exemption? Let's take an example. A candidate who has appeared in all the papers comprised in a group or unit and fails in one or more papers comprised in that group or unit but secures a minimum of 60% of marks in any paper or papers of that group or unit shall be eligible for exemption in that paper or papers. So point to be noted is that you must have appeared in all the papers of the group or unit, you must have failed in the group or unit and shall have secured a minimum of 60% marks in any paper of the group or unit. Next question is, till what time the exemption is valid? An exemption is valid for 3 immediate succeeding exams and will be carried forward automatically for the next 3 examinations. Third question is, how do I know that I am eligible for exemption in a paper? The fact that you are eligible for exemption in a paper would be indicated in the statement of marks issued by the institute by way of a symbol hash against the marks of the paper or papers in which you have secured a minimum of 60% marks. In your statement of marks, you will find the alphabet E marked against the marks of already exempted paper or papers carry forward from an earlier examination, provided the exemption is still valid. Fourth is the exemption automatic or do I have to specifically mention in my exam application form? An exemption is valid for 3 immediate succeeding exams and will be carried forward automatically for the next 3 examinations. However, you are required to give details of the exemptions secured by you in the immediate 3 preceding exams in your exam form, which will help them to cross-check with the database. Friends, before we continue, we would request you to subscribe to channel if you have not still done it. Let's move ahead. Fifth is, if a candidate appeared say in paper 1 and paper 2 of group 1 and remain absent in the remaining papers of group of intermediate or final and secured more than 60% of marks in both the papers. However, the mark sheet does not show an exemption in those 2 papers. Why so? To be eligible for exemption in any paper of a group in any of the exams, you should have appeared in all the papers comprised in that group. In your case, though you obtain more than 60% marks in 2 papers, you will not be eligible for exemption in those 2 papers since you did not appear in all the papers of that group. Let's move to next question. If a candidate secured exemption in paper 3 of group 1 of intermediate or final in November 2009 exam, Then he appeared in Group 1 in May 2011 exam once again and secured more than 60% marks in paper 2 of Group 1 of intermediate or final. However, he did not get exemption in paper 2 even though he secured more than 60% marks in that paper. Why it is so? As long as exemption in one or more paper of a group or unit brought forward from an earlier attempt is subsisting, no further exemption in any paper in that group or unit will be given even if one secures 60% or more marks in any paper in that group or unit. You will not be eligible for any further exemption in the remaining papers of that group until you have exhausted the exemption already granted to you in that group. Seventh question is, if a candidate secured exemption in paper 3 of Group 1 of intermediate or final in November 2010 exam, he intended to appear in Group 2 in November 2011 exam and applied for the same. Can he get exemption in any paper in Group 2 in November 2011 exam if he secures more than 60% mark in any of the papers of Group 2? Yes, you can get exemption in any of the papers of Group 2 in November 2011 exam. The exemption that you secured in paper 3 of Group 1 does not come in any way of getting exemption in any paper of Group 2. Please note that rules related to exemptions are applied group wise. However, you will not be eligible for any further exemption in the remaining paper or papers of Group 1 until you have exhausted the exemption already granted to you in that group. Last question is, if a candidate had earlier secured exemption in a paper, in a group or groups on the basis of having secured a minimum of 60% marks in a paper or papers which would be valid for the forthcoming examination, if he appears in the remaining papers in both the groups in the forthcoming examination, will he be eligible for a rank? No, you will be eligible for a rank only when you appear in all the papers of both the group in one sitting without any carry forward exemptions and pass the examination, securing the marks above the cutoff level. Friends, don't forget to watch the next video which tells you 8 techniques for students to pass in CA exam, 100% guarantee. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, please share and like the video so that YouTube algorithm can help us grow our channel and we can keep coming up with more videos. Take care and keep growing.